Arman Tsarukyan has pulled out of UFC 311 with a so-called back injury, dude. So-called back injury. And now Dana he called Dana about 1 a.m. this morning. Dana see what he can do. And now we have Moicano, my brother, stepping in on 1 day notice, kind of, because, of course, he was already scheduled to fight Beneil Dariush. So I'm going to talk about the situation today. I say situation like someone died, but it's just a pullout that happens in the world of MMA. It sucks, and it's not just a pullout to me. This meant something, gosh dang it. But we're going to talk about everyone in the situation. We're going to start off with Arman Tsarukyan, the main man. And I have nothing but bad words for you, Arman Tsarukyan. You're a clown, you're a bum, and you've ruined the UFC 311. And you're going to ask why. You can't control an injury. What is he supposed to do? You know, what he can control is telling the UFC he was injured. He could have told the UFC he's injured. He did not have to wait a day before the fight. A freaking day before the fight. Are you kidding me? And he knew he was injured. You don't just... He's doing media. He's not sparring anymore. He's not training anymore for the fight. He's doing media. He's just laying around practically. So he was already injured when he flew to LA. He didn't tell anyone. Why? That is crucial information. At least let Dana know. Let someone behind there know. Because now we have this. We have Moicano, who's... I don't really think deserves it. I love Moicano, and I'm going to root for him this weekend, but he does not deserve it. Listen, buddy. Arman Tsarukyan, you're a clown. You failed the UFC, as much as I hate to say it. You have to be transparent with the UFC. When you're injured, when you feel an injury, when you're not at 100%, I mean, obviously you can say that no fighter is ever at 100%, but when your back is bothering you, like in this, enough to pull out of a fight, it couldn't have just been the day of. It had to have been weeks before, and that's why I'm mad. Because Arman knew about it. He knew that his back was hurting, and he didn't say anything. And he let the UFC down at the end of the day. So I'm a little mad at Arman Tsarukyan. I've never liked him. Now I just don't like him even more. And now we're going to talk about Islam a little. Islam, there's not much to talk about Islam. Islam, the champion, obviously. He said he'll fight anyone, anywhere. Posted on his Instagram. And I don't know, man, because we could have got a Charles Islam rematch if Arman told the UFC before. And that's what bothers me even more. We could have seen Charles Islam, a rematch between them. Obviously, Charles isn't going to be fit to fight at 155 a day before. It's a struggle for him to make 155 already. So it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I would love to have seen that. I don't know if Charles would have even taken the fight if it was a week before or whatever. But still, it would have been better than what we have right now. I don't hate the fight that we have in the main event, but I'll get into that a little bit more later. Let's talk about Moicano, my brother. Moicano. I guess we'll talk about it right now. Moicano is a legend for taking this. He cannot afford to lose. This might be the only fight where he can't afford to lose because Islam Makhachev, dude. Islam Makhachev is... I don't know. Islam's a GOAT. Not the GOAT. He's the GOAT. He's up there. And Moicano, he's riding a 4-fight win streak with his last win coming from BSD, where he dominated 10-8 BSD. It was a good win. And props to him for taking this fight. This is the chance of a lifetime. I said in my last video that Moicano has a decent chance to fight for a title in his future. I got hate comments for that. People called me crazy. Well, I have to say, who's laughing now? Moicano is fighting against Islam Makhachev this Saturday. He's a legend for taking this fight. Props to Moicano. This is a chance of a lifetime. He's 35. Yeah, let's talk about Beneil Dariush, though, because I do feel for Beneil Dariush a little bit. I do feel for the guy. He waited. He was on time. Everything. He didn't have anything. No complaints for Beneil Dariush. The UFC, though, they'll make sure he's taken care of, whatever that means, whether it's booking him on the Australia card, because that card looks awful. That card looks dead awful. So maybe a little fight for him. Maybe it's for the better, dude. Maybe it's for the better. I do want to know a couple things. Like, obviously, if Charles was even considered, and I wonder if he declined it, whatever. Apparently, he asked to be the backup fighter. I don't know how true that is. And the main thing I do want to know is, was Belal called? Did they hit up Belal for the double champ match for Islam to become a double champ? I doubt it. Belal obviously couldn't fight Shavkat. I think his injury's all good now. I don't know for sure. I don't know if he's 100%. That fight hasn't even been booked. But Belal versus Islam, dude, I want to know if that was considered. Now let's talk about Islam versus Moicano. That's what we're here to do. I'll also talk about the co-main a little bit later in the video, so make sure to stay tuned. But let's talk about Islam Makhachev versus Moicano, my brother. And we're going to talk about how the fight go. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's going to be close. It may be close. But it's safer to say that Islam is going to probably beat him. Maybe not in dominant fashion. I don't know, dude. Islam should beat Moicano pretty easily. And I hate to say that. I really do hate to say that because I love Moicano, like I said. That's the truth, though, dude. Islam is a three title defensive. Moicano, he's not up to that par, dude. I'm sorry. It's the truth. It's the truth. So how I think this fight will go, I think Moicano's jiu-jitsu is good. I don't know how good it is to hold up with the grappling, the jiu-jitsu of Islam Makhachev. Is Charles Oliveira, probably the most decorated, best jiu-jitsu specialist in UFC history, got dominated by Islam Makhachev. So you can't say anything about Moicano jiu-jitsu. Moicano's striking is decent. I said in my last video, it's decent striking. It's not better than Islam. Islam is one of the best strikers in the lightweight division. You could argue that Arman was better than Islam in some departments, like the wrestling, maybe the clinch work, maybe the ground and pound, maybe. I don't see anything where Moicano is better. I hate to be clowning on Moicano. That's not the point of this video. But Moicano isn't gonna beat Islam. That's the truth. That's the sad truth. Moicano isn't gonna beat Islam. There's no area where Moicano is better than Islam at the end of the day. So it'll be interesting, dude. It's gonna be really interesting. I predict that Islam I think it'll be another late finish like the Dustin Poirier fight. Come on, Money Moicano. I feel like it's gonna be one of those performances. Maybe he goes all the distance or goes to the 5th round. He's gonna be getting credit. ESPN's gonna tweet, let's get a round of applause for Moicano taking this fight on 1 day notice, going 5 rounds. I think that's how this fight's gonna play out. Money Moicano just isn't good enough for Islam. That's a fact. I love Money Moicano. I don't know how much I have to stress that, but like I said, he's not good enough for Islam. No one in that lightweight division is. Now let's talk about Umar versus Merab. This has kind of just been pushed off to the side in the heights of all this talk, this drama, whatever you want to call it. I'm interested in this fight. I'm actually excited for this fight. This is going to be a longer video. I don't know how much time we're at, but let's talk about Merab Umar. So, Merab, the defending champ, coming off that win against Sean O'Malley. Umar, coming off that win against Corey Sandhagen, where he was better. He beat Corey Sandhagen pretty clearly, beat him on the striking, shut down Corey Sandhagen striking completely. I've seen clips. I think it was the Kamaru Usman podcast or something. Merab was talking that if both of their wrestling cancels out, he might have to do striking. Brother, Merab is not beating Umar in the striking. No way, Umar outstruck Corey Sandhagen, one of the most decorated strikers in bantamweight history. Buddy, Merab's striking is horrible. Merab is just a less technical version of Umar. And the Dagestani subplot Arman. I mean, anyone else I don't want to clown him Merab either, but anyone else in that division, Merab's beating, except Umar. Umar is the kryptonite of Merab. Umar is just a more technical, special version of Merab. Merab, he's cardio's insane. He knows how to wrestle. He knows how to put your weight on you. And it sucks that he's going against the Dagestani because no one knows how to do that better than Dagestanis. I'd like to see how the wrestling goes. I don't know if they actually will cancel out and it will go to striking. But I think Umar beats him on the ground either way. I do believe that. Merab just doesn't have much in the stand-up. Meanwhile, Umar does. Umar has some great front kicks. Knocked a couple of people out with those. He has KO power. He's knocked people out in the UFC. Whether you want to call their talent, how high their talent level is, I don't know. Merab has never knocked out anyone in the UFC. He lost his first 2 fights and then went on a crazy win streak. I think maybe 2 of them by finish. The rest of them were by decision. So the only way this fight ends in a finish is if Umar finishes Merab, and I'm not going to say that's going to happen. I can't see Merab getting chinned. So I'm going to go with a pretty clear decision. I say 48-47 Merab. Sorry, Umar. 48-47 Umar. I think that's my prediction. I had to pump this video out. It's pretty recent. This news just came out, so just wanted to let you guys know. Thank you much for watching. And my next video will be about Islam Makhachev being the lightweight goat if he does win this Saturday, which he should.